Hello, hello. Gosh. Well, I'm experiencing some very odd technical issues. I hope my internet's going to be okay this evening because I'm late coming on because I suddenly had no internet at all, which is weird. Okay. Hello, Magnet for Love. Lovely to see you. So I've got a couple of questions to do from WhatsApp. So if you're on the call, do let me know you're here. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know whether anybody else has been having connection problems today. It's been oddly glitchy. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. It's really weird. Anyway, Magnet for Love, can I take a card for you? What would you like? Are we here on our own? I'm not sure. Perhaps we're going to have a small but intimate group tonight. Who knows? Okay. I have I have I have a request for a card from Aaron. Let's do that now very quickly. Okay. Let's do this. Yes, you absolutely can, sweetie. Okay. So let's quickly do Marin, as I promised I would. Right, so this is a card from Marin. Let's see where we're at. Right. So this is the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is saying, Marin, that this is a journey that is slower than you'd like. So it's the process card, and it's basically a card of you going from point A to point B in your life. It's not necessarily a physical journey. In fact, it probably isn't a physical journey. It's an emotional journey. And what that is, what that is telling you is that it's on its way. It's you're in process. It's just slow, and it's just you've just got to keep going, sweetie. The thing with this card is it's never welcome. It's not a journey anyone wants to make, but just stay with it. You'll The message of the card is you're gonna get there. Don't worry, you will, and it'll be worth it in the end. So, just keep going, just stay with it. It feels like a bit of a trudge, but you know, hang tight. Don't don't think you have to rush because you don't. Just keep on going with it, even if it feels like it's like, oh my God, am I ever gonna get there? You will, you will. Hold on, don't give up. All will be well. Good. Well, that's quite positive, really, I think. Um, let's have a look. Right, I'm back. Yes, no, I know. My internet is really weird today. It just keeps dropping out. So, um, uh, so Magnet for Love, you're going to have to excuse me. I don't quite know what's good. So, a few people commenting on live, but YouTube was showing last week's live. Okay, that's weird. I don't quite know what's going on. Never mind. Let me do your card, Magnet for Love, in case you lose me permanently. Let's see. Something very strange is going on. Okay, I will take you a card quickly. I'm looking at about about 1.5 bars here of internet signal. So I don't know how long this is going to last. Oh, that's nice. Look, see, that was worth the wait, wasn't it? So the Knight of Cups, that's really lovely. And that tells you that now is properly time for you to follow what you think is going to make you happy. Follow your heart, follow your bliss. This is not a complicated card. Magnet for Love is basically telling you go get them, but make sure that you know what makes you happy, right? Really important. And now is the time. For sure, now is the time. So this is very nice. We love this. So your card is a absolute permission to go and find your person. All right. That's great. That's really nice. Happy for that. That's very romantic. Okay. So that's really odd. I wonder why they're on another video. How very strange. Okay. Well, yeah, if you could, darling, I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, yes, I don't quite know what's going on with that. We've got some confusion. Right, so we've got, I'm also going, while we do that, I'm also going to, oh, hello, Sharon. You can. Thank you. Thank you, Magnet for Love. YouTube is confusing everybody. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Sharon, I'll do you a card. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So this is for Sharon. So Sharon, let's do a guidance card for this week. Will that work? So this is what you have to lean into this week. This will see you well. Well, that's really well. We're getting a lot of nice cards today. So the Nine of Cups. So this is basically saying something, sweetie, is going to come off for you, which is great. Again, we've got the Nine of Cups, which is really positive, and basically you're going to get something that is a big old yes this coming week, something that makes you feel happy, something that makes you feel like some sort of wish has been granted. Um, Great. Big old, big old push of positivity there. Excellent. As you can see, we have a genie on the cards which says your wishes may command. So whatever it is you want to happen this week, which is going to bring a smile to your face, I think you can pretty much bet on that happening. So that's really nice. How cool. You must come back next week and share with us what happened. Let's hope. Let's hope it's as good as it feels. That's really good. Well done. So I think the next week, Sharon, should be quite positive. So, confidence there. That's great. Awesome. Hello, Karen. You've just put your name forward for Peaky Blinders. You do TV, but oh, how exciting! I hope you get it. I mean, that says you got a really good possibility then. That's really awesome. Good luck. Tell us next week what happens. It's cool. Great. Hi, Karen. You can certainly have a guidance card for the week ahead. Absolutely, you can. Okay, let's have a look. Well, Karen, you've got the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is where we, when we have to kind of stand up for ourselves a bit, don't we? I think you read tarot, don't you, Karen? So you know what the Five of Wands means. It basically means we're conflicted or we're going to have to deal with some kind of conflict. But what's really important here about this card, which is not just about standing up for yourself, it's about knowing your why, because it's a Wands card, so it's fire and it's passion. So it's knowing your why. And the fact is that the person who, or whatever the conflict is with, whether it's a person or a situation, the one that has the strongest passion will win, because this is fire energy. So it's like, the one that burns the hottest. So you've got to know your motivation. You've got to know your why and tune into that. Because we don't like conflict, do we? But you can come out on the good end of this week, Karen. So whatever you're conflicted about, just tune into your why, tune into your passion, and know that you can come through it successfully. Because of course, the card after the five is the Six of Wands, which is yay, victory. You've just got a little bit of jostling to get there first, but you can absolutely. Hope that helps this coming week. I don't know if you know what that conflict might be about. Um, 4 people are commenting there. Hope they've read my comments. Yes, it's very odd, isn't it? Very odd. What is this rogue video that's suddenly roaming about in the background? Okay, Kathy, love, you can. Do you want to ask me a specific question, Kathy, or do you want me to just take you a card around love? Let me know what you want to do. If you want to ask me something specific, you can. We've got time here. That's all good. It says last week's video says live on it. Ha! That's really odd. Okay. Oh well, not to worry. Well, hopefully people will come on over this way. Hello, Stephanie. Good to see you. Okay, Kathy, that's fine. You can ask your question. Go ahead, and I will answer it for you. Can you have a card? Yes, you can. Hi, Stephanie. You certainly can. I'm doing fine, thank you. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Guidance card for Stephanie. Oh, this is one we don't get very often. So this is the Two of Swords, Stephanie, and it's a card of stalemate. So you can probably see, I shall hold it up there. Now we have a skeleton playing chess, and what's happening is he's not making the next move. He's not making the next move for a reason, because he's not feeling it. So, when we have a decision to make, right, we go, yeah, just do it. Sometimes we don't even think about it. And sometimes what we do is we don't quite act. We don't quite kind of, engage. And that's what's going on here. So there's going to be something in this next week that you're going to have to really grab hold of and move on, because something is in stalemate. There's a decision not being made, there is something not being acted on, or something that's just sort of frozen. A bit like my internet, right? Just freezing, and not actually doing anything. So this is important this coming week. Whatever it is that seems that you might have parked, I'm not going to say that it's stuck, because it isn't stuck. It's just parked. It's not sort of, you're not engaging with it to the point where I'm going to press go. So have a think about that this week. Really important that you engage in that. Okay, really, really important that you tune in and go, right, let's get that out of the car park and on the road one way or the other, right? Even if you still feel a bit undecided, try and come to a decision and try and like just get it underway, or off the table completely, right? Don't let things sit in stalemate. Okay, good stuff. Hope that helps. Again, come back next week. Tell us what happens. We are we're always interested to know. All right, good. Got some questions coming in. We've got Kathy Love does. The guy on my mind, does he have a girlfriend or is he lying? Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Right, let's see. Right. How can I ask this question? Because if we ask yes or no, we may not get a clear answer. So we need to ask it in a way that is going to get you close to the truth. Does the guy on Kathy's mind have a girlfriend? Okay, I'm going to ask, how does he see his current romantic situation status? How does he see his current romantic status in reality, right? Well, we've got the Seven of Cups. So this says that he may not have a girlfriend, but there is possibly somebody that he likes, and his attention is not grounded in reality. So what he's doing is he's off with the fairies, really. So I wonder if what's happening is he's got somebody in his head, and maybe he's sort of fantasizing about them, and that is occupying his thinking. So there's still an engaged signal on the door, because what that's telling you, sweetie, is that his attention isn't on anything realistic, right? So he's not tuned in to a real relationship. So it's not that he's necessarily avoiding you personally. He's just not, he's not grounded. So I I think you probably should turn your attention elsewhere, because this guy, he's not he's not going to deliver anything that is going to be kind of useful to you, really, because he's just off with the fairies, isn't he? This is castles in the air, right? So how he sees his romantic situation is that he's it's all about what might happen, all about what might happen. So even I think if he had a thing with you, it still wouldn't be grounded. He hasn't got a clear picture of what he actually wants, or probably what he thinks he wants, but it's all just floaty. So, in answer to your question, I think lying is too strong. I think possibly there's somebody he likes. I don't think he's actually in a relationship with them, though, right? So that would be my answer to that. I hope that makes a bit of sense. I don't know, see? But ultimately, Kathy, I don't think he's very useful to you, really, is he? I think the guy's off with the fairies. That's not great. Okay. Okay, Tazzy, I see you. Okay, can I ask the cards, what am I misreading in my situation? Okay, Kerry, let's have a look. What is Kerry misreading in her situation? Okay. You are presuming in that question that you are misreading something, then. Okay, let's ask, because you may not be, Kerry, of course. You may be misreading that you're misreading. Guidance to Kerry about the situation to which she is referring. Let's do that. Okay, interesting. We have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is telling you that I don't think you're misreading it so much as I think you're looking at it from perhaps a perspective which is a little bit, I don't know. This is a card which is telling you it's a very young energy. There is stuff to learn here about how you're seeing the situation and how you're approaching it, which isn't helping you any, I know. It's just telling you that you need to view the entire situation with a more objective eye, I think, and and be a little bit more logical about it. That's what I think it's telling you. Take another guidance card for you. There we go. So we have the Magician. That's a very good card. So when you're looking at the situation you're looking at, Kerry, what this is telling you is that you've got to step into, it's not about you misreading it. It's about you deciding your position, where you stand and how much power you have. So you're second guessing yourself here. And what this is telling you is stop second guessing yourself. And I think that Page of Cups is telling you that you're almost coming at it with a slightly, it's almost like the energy is a bit too soft, a little bit too innocent, perhaps. This is saying what do you want to make happen? You can do that. Change your position to what you're asking and step into a more empowered perspective. So I can make what I want to happen. I can make it happen. I just need to get myself onto that top level so I can look at it. Don't worry about whether you're misreading it or not. Just decide what you're going to do, because that's what this is. What is in your power to do? So I think your premise about misreading is perhaps not quite the right question, sweetie. Um, I think you need to step into a more confident position and not worry about whether you're misreading it or not. Just decide what you're going to do based on based on the evidence and what you know and what your power is, right? The the magician is a good card for you. So I hope that answers the question in a different way than maybe you had hoped. But see what you think. See how you take that and see how it might apply. All right. Good stuff. Okay. Tassine, lovely to meet you. Thank you for being new on the channel. I hope you have subscribed. It's Sumi. Okay, that's right, Sumi. Want to know my Scorpio's husband's current feelings. Okay, Sumi wants to know her husband's current feelings. Okay, that's fine. Let's have a look. Anybody here who's new on the channel who hasn't yet subscribed, please do. Please do subscribe. It really helps me and it helps you get alerts whenever I go live, which is every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Okay, this is for Sumi. Let's see. Well, what we've got, Sumi, is we've got the Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords is telling you, I asked how he saw his current feelings with regards to the relationship. And what we've got is a situation of some difficulty based on past resentments. So there's stuff from the past which is hanging between you, which he is not letting go of. And it's sort of grit. It's just making the situation gritty. So I think it's going to be quite important for you both because you can see these figures on the card, right? They're standing back to back. We've got these poppies all the way around. So somebody hasn't forgiven something. Somebody hasn't forgiven somebody for something, or there's just this baggage hanging over the relationship. He hasn't let go of it. And so, if you want this relationship to get better, I think it's going to be quite important to try and address that so that you're both free of the past moving forward. That's really important. Otherwise, this energy is going to keep on bouncing down the timeline and ultimately may well wreck things permanently. It's not there yet, but it's certainly, if this was a car, it would have grit in the fuel tank, right? So what is fueling this relationship has got rubble at the bottom. So that's what I've got for you. So that I think probably needs a bit more work. See what you think. Don't know if you know to what that's referring, but let's see. All right, let's have a look. Okay. Janice, can you tell me if I'll pass my GCSEs? Okay, Kelly. Well, I will do my best. Yeah, I was on the Coast to Coast radio show in the States a couple of weeks ago, and I had somebody come on and ask me if the Denver Broncos would make the Super Bowl. I know nothing about. I don't. Was it baseball? What is it? I don't even know what the Denver Broncos. What is the Super Bowl? Is that American football or is it baseball? I don't know. I don't know. I know nothing about this stuff. But anyway, this guy was very passionate about it. Stan, his name was, bless him. And When I said I don't think they will, honestly, I was outraged. They're on track to win. They're on track to do it. They're on track to get to the Super Bowl. What do you mean they won't do it? Anyway, then he messaged me last week and said that even though they'd won their last 5 games slam dunk down, their quarterback or their big scorer had an accident, hurt his ankle, couldn't play, which had really damaged their chances of getting to the Super Bowl. And then he emailed me 2 days ago and said they didn't go to the Super Bowl. You were right. So, so there we are. There's that story. Interesting. So let's see if we can do the same for you, Kelly. Let's see if we can see if you pass your GCSE. All right. Let's see. Well, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to take another card for you, Kelly. Okay. I think, Kelly, you might have a problem. Um, Basically, when I asked if what I got for you was that. Now, when I asked what does Kelly need to know about passing her GCSEs, I got the Ace of Wands, and I thought, well, I'll just double check this because I think I know what this means. And what we've got is the Knight of Wands, and what this is telling you is that there is you need new inspiration. You need a renewed passion. You need renewed vision. And what's happening here is that there is a sort of a lull in the energy. So it's going to be really important for you to really keep up the pressure, to really keep up the pace, because this is running out of steam. And what that's telling you is that if you run out of steam and you run out of effort, and it's almost like you've given up before you've started. Now, I don't know whether that's true for you, and I don't know if that's how you feel, but you're going to have to look out for it, because if that's what happens, that's going to impact your results quite significantly. Okay, so it's really important that you keep up the momentum, right? Stay inspired, and then I think then you've got a chance of doing good. But the trouble is, if you procrastinate or you just sort of, as I said, run out of momentum or run out of steam, then that is going to have an effect. And so I'm not going to promise you that you will pass just by default. You're going to have to stay pretty much feet to the fire the whole way through so that you can really push it. All right, sweetie. I hope that helps. Um, I think it's a yes if, but if not, no. Um, yeah. So it's not guaranteed. I'm afraid it's not guaranteed, but it's not an abject no either, right? So keep at it, keep going. All right. Lovely. Let's see. I hope that helps, darling. I hope that helps keep you motivated. Great stuff. All right. Hello, Anouk. Lovely to see you. Great. Okay. How will my finances be this year? Let's have a look. What will define Anup's finances this coming year? Well, it's not stable, Anup. It's very much up and down. And so what you've got peaks and troughs, and that probably isn't what you want, but nevertheless, that's what we've got. Now, there is a bit of extra guidance that goes with this card. This tells you that probably the reason it's up and down, it's showing the juggler here. And so the juggler is telling you that you need to focus, you need to commit to a course of action and do it like a job, like really focus on it and kind of double down on it, because this card is an uncommitted energy. Now, it's not terrible, right? You're not in poverty, you're not in lack, but also you're not in stability either. And that's probably not what you want. So if you want things to stabilize, what you've got to do is not be scattered. Don't do plate spinning. Don't have multiple options going all at once. You've got to commit to one path, stay on one path, and put all your energy into that and do it practical, really practical, feet on the ground and do it. And that will make a big difference. So, with all of these cards, here's what I think everybody needs to know. So, and I hope that's helpful. One of the things that tarot is about, we use it, don't we? We often use it to project down the path, and a little bit of fortune telling. What will it be like? What will happen? What? And I get that, but I think what we need to know here is that we're not reading slam dunk, written in stone outcomes. Okay, and anybody that tells you that that's what this is not correct. But what we are reading is how things are most likely to play out, and most of the time, there's something in the card that is a clue that will give you an indication of what would lead you to the best outcome. Because what we're doing is we're reading potentials, aren't we? We're reading what's most likely to happen. It's almost like tarot is a giant risk assessor, it's like a giant supercomputer that's reading all of the elements at play, looking at how everything, all things considered, is likely to play out, and then it gives you your reply as to what that outcome is likely to be. But we can change it, as long as we can't change other people. If it's other people's response, we can't change that. All we can do is change ourselves. And so when we're looking at an outcome that we don't particularly want, what we have to ask is, do I have any power in the situation to change the outcome? Because outcomes are not always written in stone. They're really not. Only written in stone when we're looking at somebody else as as when we're asking what will happen with somebody else. We can't change their position. So that's a whole different ball game. But when it's like finances or GCSEs or something, often we've got more power than we think we have. We've just got to look at what we're doing in the mix, which is creating the situation that we're heading to that we don't want. So, with that, just thought I'd get that out there, right? Because that's important that we know that. Okay, good. Hello, Namira. Lovely to see you. That's great. Right, Kathy, it's me he likes. Well, that's good. Excellent. Kelly, I think I've answered your question. That's good. Okay. Okay, Namira. We'll have a general card. We absolutely will. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Let's see. Great. Okay. Lovely. So we have got the Hermit for you, Namira, and the Hermit is a really interesting card, isn't it? Because it's telling you that this next week, you really do need to drill down onto the voice of your own wisdom, because there will be a situation that is playing out around you where you need to look at your part in it, where you stand in it, and what you think is going to be wise to do. And it's asking you specifically to take your own counsel on that, whatever anybody else says. So basically, ignore everybody else's opinion, right? They're wrong. I'm just going to tell you, you've got to come to your own truth. So, however, this next week, which is sort of what I'm, you know, basing this on, whatever this next week delivers to you, don't be conflicted about what anybody else says. It's really important that you come to your own conclusion as to what you think is right for you, and take ownership of that and follow your own path. Now, what makes this card sometimes a bit difficult to do is that we're sort of go, well, I feel a bit in the woods and I feel a bit unsupported. So sometimes you can feel a bit on your own with this card, and it's a fun thing, but it's okay. And in fact, it's the right thing to for you to work this out on your own. The card shows us mountains in the background, which is challenges, and it shows the hermit going into the hermit's cave, and he has a lantern, right? And that lantern, the story of the card is the lantern lights the way just 2 steps ahead. He can't see the whole route. He can't see where everything is heading. He can't, and that's okay. It's just the next 2 steps. That's all you have to do this week. Just the next 2 steps. Don't feel you have to see the whole route. You don't. Just be guided by what you know is right, what's right for you, and take the next 2 steps. All you need to know this coming week. Don't ask anyone else's permission. Don't ask their opinion. Don't take their guidance. You. And you'll make the right decision, right? You will make the right decision. Trust yourself. That's my view on the matter. Good. I hope that helps. That's lovely. Okay, okay. Excellent. Right. Kelly, you're not ignored, sweetie. Why are you saying you're ignored? I've answered your question. For sure. I've answered your question. So, Kelly, just to remind you of the answer, I'm going to put you up here. You're not ignored, sweetie. I told you that it is not guaranteed that you will pass your GCSEs. What you have to do is make sure you keep the momentum steady and full on. You have to hold your feet to the fire the whole way, because if you become uninspired, or if you run out of steam, or if you just kind of, procrastinate or whatever, then it is not guaranteed that you will pass. But if you do, and you keep up the pressure and you keep up the work, then you can get the result that will make you happier. All right. So that was your reading. And that is my advice to you, sweetie. Okay. All right. Kerry Kennedy, I am new in a job and I feel like I'm failing at it. All right, then let's have a look. Let's see if we can. No signs that I am. I'm just being too much of a perfectionist. It's your own question, haven't you, sweetie? Look, let's put you up there. I've already answered your question, but I will take a guidance card for you anyway. So, so what we're going to ask for you, Kerry. Kerry wants to be successful at her job. She wants to feel like she's successful at her job, right? That's bottom line. You want to feel like you're successful at your job. So let's take a guidance card for you. See? Oh, that's interesting. So um we've got justice here. And justice is actually telling you that you must choose. I think this is the consequences card, right? So this is telling you that actually what you're doing, and this is really important, Kerry, is you're actually setting yourself up to fail here. And that's really important because if you can't be fair on yourself, if you can't judge yourself as doing well or not properly, then ultimately you're going to undermine yourself in the role. And that insecurity and that fear will translate into the role and the people around you. You have to come to a point where your judgment, got a gavel there, your judgment on balance, right, is fair to you. And if you're unfair to yourself by holding yourself up to standards which are not real, because actually you nobody can ever be perfect, but you can be really good and solid as your job and recognize what you get right, recognize what you do well, and then you can go, okay, how can I improve? That's different entirely to, I feel like I'm failing, there's no signs that I'm just too much of a perfectionist. That that's something that's going on in your head, which is ultimately going to undermine you seriously. It's not doing you any favors. Somebody, this is consequences. And I think this is not only the consequences that you will encounter from this perfectionism, but it's the consequences of somebody else's voice telling you that you must never be satisfied with you, because that's dangerous. Because if you're not constantly dissatisfied with your own thing, you've got to get your criticism in first, right? And that is bad wisdom, sweetie, really bad wisdom. So this urgently needs your attention, urgently needs your attention. You have to practice being your own supporter, and to make sure that you've got your back, right? And you don't keep bringing yourself down. You don't keep sending yourself to jail when there is absolutely no need for you to send yourself to jail. Okay, so I'm just saying this so that you know it's really important that you know that will ultimately come back round and bite you in the bum. Okay? Be good to yourself. Get rid of that voice. That voice is just going to bring you down. That is not helpful at all. Right. Ugh. Stern warnings for you. Stern warnings. Good stuff. Good, Tessie. Thank you. Very good. Hello, Twin Soul. Hello, John. Lovely to see you, Kelly. You have to stop posting the same question, sweetie. Right? Please stop posting the same question. I've answered you twice now, darling. So if you haven't heard the answer to the question, then you can always watch it back. And then you can hear the answer to your question delivered twice. I haven't ignored you, darling. All right, Twin Soul. Can you have a future love reading? You can. Okay. Let's have a look. Right. Twin Souls are love reading. What can we ask that is going to be most useful to Twin Soul? What can we ask for you that's going to really help you? Because okay, you're single, you don't want to be single. What can we do? So Twin Soul doesn't want to be single. She wants to find a person who's going to make her happy and cherish her. I'm saying her, them. Forgive me. What does she need to know? What does she need to know about finding the person that she's going to connect with that is going to make her happy moving forward? Oh, look, actually, that's you're not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you that it's actually pretty good. This is just patience. That's all that is. It's just patience. And there is something in the waiting, Twin Soul, that will give you different perspectives on either what you're looking for or who shows up. There is something in the process here which is important for you. So patience and acceptance for now. It's not a life sentence. It is very much not a life sentence, okay? It is just now. But that process is really important. It's allowing what has to happen, allowing it. We always talk about sacrifice in the Hanged Man card, and what that means is it's like we're not going to judge anything, good or bad. We're not gonna have a personal opinion about the process because the energetic world is telling you that it's the process that's most important. So you're going to have to sit it out, sit tight, and know that you'll get there. You'll get there. But something's going to change in that process. Something's going to turn around. And so this is all about timing. Okay, so just wait now. Now is not the time, but it will be. That's okay. That's quite nice, actually. I think that's quite good. You can just kind of get on with things now and just like it'll take care of itself. Just get on with things. That's all right. They've got that message. They have the memo. They have the memo. Just allow it now, and it'll be fine. There you go. My job here is done. Excellent. Hello, John. Lovely to see you. I thought you'd abandoned us tonight. When is all this about everybody going off to the wrong video? I'm going to have a serious look at what's going on technically. Oh, see, John, we missed you. There you go. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write a comment, and buy Janice's book, which is a brilliant idea too. Good. There's a review. I haven't read it yet. I hope it's good. I'm sending everybody to read it. There is a review of the book on the Tabby forum. If everybody knows what Tabby is, the Tarot Association of the British Isles, and there's a book review on there, which I'm hoping is good because I haven't read it yet. So hope it's good. We'll see, won't we? We'll see. We'll leave everybody else to be the judge of that. Excellent. You are a pro at procrastinating, John. What are you procrastinating about, sweetie? Okay. Okay. I've decided which question I should ask. Should I ask how will tomorrow's meeting go? Or how will my planned professional exams go? Ooh, I say. Um, what should we do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a card for each of them, John, because you've been such a star, encouraging everybody to like and subscribe and buy the book and everything. I think that earns you two questions. But everybody is going to have to bear with me for a moment because I am going to run away for 2 seconds and get a different charger for my laptop because for some reason it's not charging. So we're going to take a little tiny commercial break. Just bear with me, and I'll be back 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Phew. Oh my goodness. Yep. Okay. It's all right. We've saved the day. Gosh. I'm back. Do you know, my other half nags me before I go live. Now, have you got your tech in order, Jazz? Have you got everything there? Is everything in order? Go, yes, 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 yes. It's all fine. I'm saying nothing. Right, John, let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to take a card for each question for you. This is special for John, everybody. John gets special treatment on this live. Okay, let's see. Should I ask how will John see the results of tomorrow's meeting? And how will he see the results of his planned professional exams? Okay. Well, meeting's good. Professional exams, not so good. So we've got some sort of issue. I mean, the planned professional meet that looks good actually, John. Tomorrow's meeting, doesn't it? Ten of Pentacles. We like that. That's you. Should we just pretend that's the question? Should we just go, yes, that's the question we're going to ask. That looks good. That looks like that has some long-reaching implications, which are really positive. So that's very nice. I think you should double down on that and really lean in. So we like that. That's very good. The question is, what is the problem with the professional exams? And it's interesting that we've got the Ace of Swords, isn't it? Because the Ace of Swords basically says the problem is not what you think the problem is. So it's either you won't take them at all, or you'll have a change of heart, or you'll see that you don't need them, or there'll be something in the mix here, John, which will which renders the question moot. That's what I think is going on there. Something about that question which is not the right question, which is why we've got the Ace of Swords. So, but it's not saying it's necessarily bad. It's not saying you'll fail. It's saying there's something wrong with the question. So, maybe tomorrow's meeting will go so well it will render the professional exams pointless. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to wait and see. But hey, how exciting! That looks all right. Actually, I hope I'm right. Let's see. Oh, well, thank you, Karen. Thank you for sharing that. That's very nice. I did a scarily accurate prediction about that's 18 months ago. Well, happy to be of service. I predict all kinds of things. The Denver Broncos. Wouldn't it be great if I could predict? My husband said to me, "Well, can't you predict games, and then we'll go down Ledbrooks and put some money on them." Maybe we'll have a whole new income stream of you predicting the results of games and things. That's a dangerous game to play, that, isn't it? I think. I don't know. It's a tricky one. Ooh, it's tempting. I know we can't predict lotteries or truly random things. We can't do that. It doesn't work because they are in fact truly random. I have tried. Trust me. Lots of readers I know have tried. We don't get anywhere, which is a drag, isn't it? Really, could be very rich if that was the case. All right, so let's have a look. Career advice for Avicii. Right. Career guidance for Avicii. Let's have a look. Okay, so what you've got here is the Five of Cups. And once again, it looks like a pretty miserable card, doesn't it? But it has a very important message. So the message is that what we must not do, Avicii, is basically allow disappointments to determine the path. And there is a possibility for you that you may well take rejection or disappointment or some sort of perceived failure as a predictor of the way your career is going to go. And you can't do that. And you shouldn't do that. So you're going to have to, this card tells you grieve and move on. Grieve the disappointment and move on. Really, really important that you do that because this is going to stall you. It's going to have you caught in the mud. So your confidence goes and you can't move forward. And that would be a shame. So do not allow disappointments, past disappointments, or things that haven't worked out to define what you do moving forward. Yes, there will be disappointments. For sure, there will. There probably have been. If there haven't been, there will be. But that's just the way it is. That's not about you. And it's not about how good you are or how clever you are or how capable you are. It's not. It's just the natural way of things. And what's going to be most important for you is that you do not sit by the grave. You go out into the light and carry on. Okay? Learn from it, move on. Learn from it, move on. Keep going. Learn from it, move on. All right? There's your career guidance. I hope that's okay. Good. It's quite positive, really. Okay. We have a new subscriber. Lovely. Sadika, Will my partner Abdul take action for reunion tomorrow? Well, let's have a look. Okay, so we're talking about tomorrow, and what should you prepare for from Abdul about reconnecting, getting back together tomorrow? Let's look. Well, hmm, there is a plan that he wants to make. I don't think it is quite as straightforward as getting back together for a reunion, because it looks to me like there's something or someone else in the mix who is going to be part of proceedings. So this is where we're sorting out a plan. We're sorting out what the job's going to be. This is not, sorry, this is not a particularly romantic card. It's a very practical card. And it's talking about what arrangements will be and what's going to happen here, here, here. It's basically working out what everybody's jobs are going to be. If it is romantic, I'm going to be honest with you, Sadiqa. It looks to me like it has a bit of a sell-by date attached to it. And I think it's a situation which carries limitations to it as to how much is on offer from him. He will be casting you in a role. He'll be casting you as this is your job in the situation, and I'll be in the middle, but there's something else, someone else, or something else on the other side as well, who will have equal importance to you. So, I think there is some sort of proposal here, but it looks like it just looks like there's other stuff at play rather than just a straightforward reunion. I think there's a lot of complexities in the mix here which you need to be prepared for, sweetie. All right. Be interesting to see how that pans out. Okay, what have we got? Yes, good. Twin soul. Sounds good the way you said it. Yes, I know. Nobody likes waiting, twin soul. I get that. I get that. But it will be worth it. I promise. Okay, Natalie, lovely to see you. Yes, I can certainly do a card of guidance for you. Okay. How interesting. We got the Hierophant. Oh, that's a meaty card, is the Hierophant. So what this is telling you, Natalie, is that whatever's going to be going on this week, your job is not to reinvent the wheel, right? Your job is not to go off sailing off on your own, making up your own rules, doing it your way, you know, being all counter was it counterculture? That's it, counterculture is the word I want to use. No. This is where you got to play by the book, right? This is all about formalities, all about doing it in a way that's been done. Follow the rules, work by the book, just basically walk a path that is the path that everybody knows to be the accepted path of wisdom. So we don't need to over egg it, but I have a feeling that you may not be all that keen. I don't know why on doing that, but nevertheless, well, this could refer to it could refer to anything that is formalized. So it would be formalized education. It could be corporate. There could be a corporate element to this as well. Something that just, that just feels a little, I think, probably conflicting to you. But nevertheless, I think if it's guidance, it is go with it, right? Go with it. That will get you the best results overall. So that's interesting. I don't know what that means to you. Maybe that feels like it resonates, but that is my guidance for the week ahead. See what you make of that, sweetie. All right. Great stuff. Oh, yes, read it, John. Tell us if it's good or bad. If it's bad, just say, Janice, read it later in private. All right. Oh, Prabha, lovely to see you. Could you please tell me if I'm right about Richard being interested in me romantically? I sense it, but I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. Well, I think he likes you, Trevor, but what we've got the Four of Pentacles. So this certainly doesn't say he doesn't like you, but what it does say is that he may not act on it, though, you see, because he is incredibly careful about his status quo, about his where he is in things. So he doesn't want his situation, whatever that is, to change. He wants to keep things as they are. Doesn't mean he doesn't like you. It doesn't mean he doesn't find you attractive. It just means that he's scared to risk it. And I think that's really the point here. And I don't know whether there's any longevity in this, but certainly if this is his default position, then you could find him giving you sort of the side eye from the sidelines without actually walking onto the field. Oh my God, I keep giving sports references now. This is terrible. I'm not a sports person. Anyway, I'm not sure that he is going to step forward, darling. And that's not because of you, that's just because of his feeling about what's safe for him. Okay, probably when this comes up, we can probably assume that he's been hurt before, and he just doesn't feel that he's got the resources or the energy or the confidence or the anything to be able to maintain a relationship. He just doesn't want to risk it. All right. So, well, it's a yes, but, isn't it? That's the problem. Yes, but. Okay. Good, good, good. Yeah, that's Ten of Pentacles sounds very positive, doesn't it? I think that's true. I think something might happen that means the exam is not needed. That would be my intuitive reaction, John. found the review and emailed it to you. It's good. Oh, thank you. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Write a comment. Buy Janice's new book. Just saying. If you haven't bought my new book, buy my new book. If you have bought my new book, make sure you leave a comment on Amazon. Because, you know, as I work with him, actually, it's spot on. Okay. Well, that's good. Good. Right, now before we wrap up tonight, I must take a card for Karine, who is not on the call tonight. Karine is going into hospital next week, so she won't be with us Tuesday night because she will be post surgery. So we can take a card for her. We're all going to, everybody on the call, please do send really positive vibes to Karine. Let's put her up on the screen. Okay. Karine. There we go. Karine, we're sending you love. Everybody is sending you love and good wishes for your big op. And we'll take a card for you from all of us here. Good. So this is the resilience. This is the Nine of Wands. So this is where you're gonna have to bounce back, Karine, because you've taken a bit of a beating, and it's a bit exhausting, to be honest with you. But you're not beaten. It's resilience is what this is. It's resilience is what's needed. So that's really good. That'll be fine. It's just telling you, just hang on in there. Keep fighting, keep going. Karine does not have a life-threatening thing, just to let everybody know, in case anyone was worried. It's a physical operation, which is going to make her life loads better. And so basically in 6 months, she would pile into that ring and give somebody a knockout blow, and then that would be that. So, so Karine, lots of resilience for you, okay? And we all hope that the operation goes swimmingly well, and that we see you back on the live very soon. All right, everybody. Well, look, it was lovely to see you all. I better just check because I think I had a couple of messages in. I better just check then there to see if there are any. Oh, Monday the 2nd at 6:45. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So Karine has to go into hospital Monday the 2nd at 8:45, 7:45, 7:45 in the morning. God, no wonder she's got the Nine of Wands. To be in hospital at 7:45 on a Monday morning, that's enough to make anybody feel punch drunk, isn't it? All right. It was lovely to see you all. I'm going to wrap it up now. It was lovely to see you. Oh, Crystal, hello. Do you want me to sneak a quick one in for you, Crystal? Very quickly. Do you have a question, or do you want me to quickly take a card for you, darling? Crystal Ray. What would you like? Have you a question, or would you like me to draw a card? What are Corey's thoughts of me? Okay, all right. To wrap things up, Crystal has just got under the wire. We had a bad argument recently. All right, it's okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is for Corey. Right. Hmm. Well, we've got the Ace of Swords. So I think Corey is feeling a bit resigned, honestly. And I think that what he's doing is he's looking at the situation and he's sort of going, well, it is what it is. And and there's a feeling that it's almost like he's accepted some kind of truth here. He's feeling that he needs to look at things from the perspective of, well, maybe this can't be solved. There is a difference here, which is just a fact. And it doesn't mean that you can't move beyond it, but it does mean that he thinks there is a problem which is inherent. And it may not just be about the argument, Crystal. It may well be about, how you argued, or what happened in terms of the argument itself. It may not have been about the subject of the argument, more about the landscape of the argument and how you both navigated that, right? Um, so whatever the problem is, I think it's probably not just the argument. Okay. Um, so, just take that under advisement. What should you do? I mean, that's what he thinks, but that's no help to you, really, is it? So, what should you do for the best effect? Because I don't, I want to make sure everybody walks away from a live with an actionable thing. What should Crystal Ray do about Corey? Okay, so what you have to do, Crystal Ray, is you have to understand what your role is in his life in reality. And you have to embrace that role, embrace his role in your life, and understand there is a degree of separateness in those roles. So, whatever the contract of the friendship or the situation is, there is something here which is non-negotiable, which makes sense with that Ace of Swords. There is a problem which is just facts of facts, which the problem can't be actually solved. The landscape that the problem is in is the problem. And so there is a degree of acceptance which is going to be needed here. So you really do need to look at what your role is in the situation. What is your role with him? What role do you play in his life? And what role does he play in your life, and the practicalities of that? And then you have to almost like nail that to the floor and just call it done. You can't step outside of it. It's not going to be changed. This is either acceptance or not, right? So I hope that helps. That's what you can do for the best. So I hope that makes sense to you, sweetie, and I hope that's helpful. All right. Thank you very much. It's been lovely to see you. I'm glad we got the technical issues out the way. And I will see you all next week. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Please do leave me a comment. Good. I'm glad, Crystal Ray. I'm glad that's helpful. And if anybody wants some more in-depth reading, then I am always available. You can book through my website, which is janiceking.uk. There you go. Thank you, John. There we go. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as we said. Goodbye, everybody. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. It's been fun as always. Bye bye.